Good morning, students. Welcome to English class of class 10th. Today we are going to discuss from First Flight The Tale of Custard the Dragon, a poem written by Odgen Nash. Frederick Odgen Nash, who lived in between 1902 to 1971, was an American poet who was famous for his light verse. He was known as the producer of humorous poetry. He received Sarah Joseph Hale Award in 1964. Odgen Nash has written a poem about a little girl, Belinda, who owns many pets, namely a black kitten named Ink, grey mouse named Blink, yellow dog named Mustard, and a coward dragon named Custard. The poet has described every character to be brave except the dragon, who is a coward. But the whole situation changes when a pirate attacks Belinda's house. No one else had the guts to face him. It was the dragon that killed the pirate. All the characters are happy because they are saved by the dragon, but quickly change their thoughts and describe themselves to be more powerful had the situation not been so confusing. For 2 to 1971 was an American poet famous for his light verse. He was known as the producer of humorous poetry. He received Sarah Joseph Hale Award in 1964. Let's go with the paraphrase of the poem. First stanza. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon, and really, truly, a little pet dragon. The poet says that once there was a little girl named Belinda. She lived in a little white house. She lived with some creatures who were her pets. They were a black kitten, a grey mouse, a yellow dog, and a little red wagon, and a creature that the poet says that was really and truly a dragon. Second stanza. Now, the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse, she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard. But the dragon was a coward, and she called him Custard. The poet explains the name of the animals that are tamed by Belinda. He says that the name of the black kitten was Ink, the name of the grey mouse is Blink, the little yellow dog had yellow color, and so she calls him Mustard, and the dragon that was coward means was a weakling and was called Custard. Third stanza. Custard the dragon had a big sharp teeth, and spikes on top of him, and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and realio trulio dagger on his toes. The poet describes the dragon that it had big sharp teeth and the spikes on the top. This means that its skin was pointed on the top. The lower part, it had scales, which were bony plates to protect the skin. His mouth has been compared to a fireplace because it is assumed that the dragons can release fire from the mouth. Even his nose is compared to a chimney, which is used to pass out smoke. His feet are like a sharp knife, that is, a dagger. Then stanza 4. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice, safe cage. So, now the poet explains the inner strength or the bravery of various characters of the poem. He says that Belinda was as brave as a group of bears, and Ink and Blink were so brave that they could hunt lions. So, here he has shown the bravery of the kitten and the little mouse that could hunt even a lion. The dog was brave, just like an angry tiger. But to contrast of all of them was Custard. Custard, the dragon, was not brave. He was so afraid of everything that he always demanded a safe cage. Then stanza 5. Belinda tickled him. She tickled him unmerciful. Ing, Bling, and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the really, truly cowardly dragon. Belinda used to stalk the dragon in a very cruel way. Then Ink, Bling, and Mustard made fun of him by comparing him to a knight named Percival, who was thought to be brave but ran away due to lack of courage. He used to tease the dragon while sitting in their little red wagon. Sixth stanza. Belinda jiggled till she shook the house, and Bling said, "Weak, which is jiggling for a mouse." Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, but Custard cried for a nice, safe cage. The poet says Belinda used to laugh so loudly that her voice echoed in the house. Blink, the mouse, used to laugh and make a sound of weak. On the other hand, Ink and Mustard would tease him by asking the dragon his age whenever he used to demand for a nice, safe cage. Suddenly, they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. Meow, cried Ink, and oh, cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. So, while all of them were making fun of the dragon, they heard a sound of someone entering the house. When they looked towards the window, they saw a pirate climbing up the wall. The dog barked at him, and the kitten mewed to him. Belinda cried, "Oh," because all of them were scared of the pirate. Actually, he robs the ships. Then, stanza 8. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. The poet describes the appearance of the pirate. He says that the pirate was holding handguns in both his hands and had a little sword too. He was holding his sword with his teeth. He had a black beard, and his one leg was made of wood. This means that though the pirate was a disabled person, but still he was frightening all the other characters. Moreover, he intended to harm them. Then stanza 9. Belinda paled, and she cried, "Help, help!" But Mustard fled with terrified yelp. Ink tickled down to the bottom of the household, and little mouse Bling strategically mouseled. When all of them saw the pirate, they got frightened. Belinda was so frightened that she turned yellow due to fear and started crying for help. Mustard, the dog, started crying for help too. The kitten Ink ran down towards the bottom of the house as if he had already planned for it. The mouse Ink ran into a little mouse hole in order to. Now, stanza 10. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clang and a jangling squirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. When all other characters that were earlier defined as very brave got frightened, the dragon did the most unexpected thing. He jumped onto the pirate and made such a strong sound with his nose as if the engine was producing a sound. Not only this, he hit his tail on the ground with a great force that it produced a heavy sound of metal being rubbed against each other in the underground prisons. He attacked the pirate just like Robin Bird that attacks the worms. Now stanza 10. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. The pirate got so shocked by the dragon's reaction that he opened his mouth wide with shock. To gather some strength, he drank some alcohol from a container in his pocket. After gathering some courage, he fired 2 bullets on the dragon but missed it. Custard, the dragon, ate every bit of this fierce looking pirate. Now, stanza 12. Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him, no one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and Blink in glee did gyrate around the dragon that ate the pirate. When the pirate was dead, Belinda hugged the dragon and Mustard licked him. No one was sad for the death of the pirate, that they all were happy. Both Ink and Blink were running around the dragon in happiness. So here the poet says that all the characters were happy and they were showing their gratitude towards the dragon as he saved. Now stanza 13. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I would have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. And up spoke Ink and up spoke Blink. We would have been 3 times as brave we think. And Custard said, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. After they thanked and showed their love towards the dragon, they changed their mind. They were reminded of how they used to make fun of this coward dragon, and now all were praising him. So at once the dog said that it was just because of some confusion that he wasn't able to do anything, otherwise he would have been twice as brave as Custard. Both Ink and Blink also said that they would have been 3 times braver than Custard. To this, the dragon said that he fully agreed to this, that all of them were more powerful and braver than him. Now the last stanza. Belinda still lives in the little white house with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon and her really truly little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. At last the poet used the same lines again to show that after this terrific episode of killing the pirate, in which the dragon was the hero, where all the other characters still undermined him by saying that they were more powerful than him and could have handled the situation in a much better way. The poet says that life started again in the same manner. Belinda still lives in the same White House with Ink, Blink, Mustard, and Custard, and all of them are very brave, whereas the dragon is still a coward who always wants to stay safe in his cage. This is the end of the chapter. Thank you for watching this video. I would like to wish you an amazing day.